Okay, it's recording.
Can you skew over a little bit? Yeah, just like... Hi.
Hey guys, Gage here, and today I'm here with
Skylar.
And today, as you see by the title, we are going to be talking about our scary sleep paralysis demon experiences. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, so it's hard to do this in front of a camera and like remember everything.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, but let me see. Okay, I've always had very interesting dreams. I've always had very, very vivid dreams.
Me too, yeah.
I've always been able to lucid dream. I don't do it as much the older I get, but like when I was younger, I used to do it.
And if you don't know what lucid dreaming is, it's basically like you can control it.
Yeah, or at least where you're aware that you are dreaming. And like any time that I know I'm dreaming, I have control over my entire dream, and I can know like when I want to wake up, when I want to, like whatever I want to do, I just do it.
Every dream that I've had is a lucid dream, like every single dream.
You've always known.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they're just like really vivid dreams that seem very just real, honestly. And a lot of people that lucid dream experience sleep paralysis, which, like, I guess I should kind of explain what that is. It can either happen when you're falling asleep or when you, like, wake up. You start to not be able to move, basically. Like, you're falling asleep and...
Like, your body is asleep.
Your body is asleep, but your brain is awake, so you can still breathe, even though it's kind of hard to. You can still look around, but you can't talk, you can't move your body, whatever. It's very... You feel like this tingling sensation all over, and you're just frozen in place.
And you, like, often see, like... shadows.
Yeah, like hallucinations sometimes. I think I've always been just sensitive to like dream stuff and like just sleep paralysis and like kind of creepy things like that. But I think the first time that I had it, looking back, was when I don't even know how old I was, maybe like less than 10. So me and my sister shared a room, and we like switched kind of back and forth sometimes as to who slept on the top and the bottom bunk. And I was sitting on the bottom, and it was like a full kind of bed or whatever. And we didn't have a TV on or anything. It was just completely dark. And I was sleeping, and I woke up in the middle of the night and felt something in my mouth. Oh yeah,
and, like, you told me
it looked like, I looked around, and like everything was exactly how my bedroom is. Like very, very like, and that's how it is when you have sleep paralysis. Everything looks the same except little things are kind of off. Like me feeling something in my mouth, and I pulled a screw out of my mouth. It was probably like this big, you know, not very big, but it was really weird. Like, how did a screw get in my mouth while I'm sleeping? And I was like, okay, I could be dreaming right now. And so I took it out of my mouth and set it to the side on like my desk, because my desk was like right beside it. And I made sure to set it like kind of far away so that way it wouldn't roll off or anything. And I woke up the next morning and it wasn't there. So I was like, okay. So I was dreaming. I was like halfway between dreaming and being like in the actual like real world or whatever. So that's kind of probably my first experience. And it wasn't scary, but it was just really bizarre, like to pull a screw out of your mouth. And then I think probably the next time was actually one that was really bad. One of the worst ones that I've had. I was having a sleepover upstairs with a couple of my friends, and I woke up and I couldn't move. I was like frozen, whatever. And I remember I kept trying to hit my friend who was beside me, and I was like trying to get her to like wake up so she could move me and wake me up, basically, because I was really freaking out. And I went into like this and probably, I don't know if I was like in this halfway point like state where I was like walking down my stairs, and like my whole family was sitting on the couch, and they were like murdering each other with like knives, and there was like blood everywhere. Like they were really creepy looking. It was crazy. Yeah. And so it was just like my house. I was walking through my house, but like I was watching this horrible scene kind of unfold in front of me, and then eventually I kind of woke up out of it, and
So the first time that I ever had sleep paralysis was in my first time was in my room at my old house that I lived in. Basically, every time I get it, it's not like anything special, but like my sleep paralysis stories aren't as like crazy as like my out of body experience stories, because like for me, every time I sleep paralysis, I see like an old lady. Yeah. And that's just like it doesn't scare me as bad. But the main thing, I remember the first time I ever had like an out-of-body experience, and I know this hoe was real. I know, like, it was in this house, and we have neighbors across the street, and their kid goes to our school, and I've like never met him before, and like we're not friends or anything like that. Not that I have a problem with him, I'm just not his friend. But their family owns a business across the street, and my dad would always go and like get stuff from them because it's a food business, and he would like get stuff from them. And I had never been to their house before. Well, one night, I can't remember if it was my light or my ring light. What are you looking at me like that for?
I'm just listening.
You're like I can't remember if it was my light or my ring light, but I remember waking up and trying to turn it off. I think it was probably both, and like my hand would go through it because I fell asleep with the light on, and I was like, okay, this is like a dream. So I thought it was like just a dream. And I was walking around my house, and I like could like walk through doors like that. And I saw like my mom sleeping, I saw everyone sleeping, and then I walked across the street to their house, and I could like go through their door. And I've never been in their house before. And I went upstairs, and I saw like this kid's room, and I saw him sleeping. I went and I saw like their grandma lives there, and I didn't even know that at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, there's this old lady here. I didn't know that she was even there.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a dream. I was like, okay, I'm dreaming. I'm just looking through this random house that's like whatever. Yeah. Then a few days comes around, and my dad wants to go over and get like the food from them. And I go inside their house, and I like meet the grandma, and I like meet the kid. And everything in the house is the exact same as like I saw it. And I was like, oh my god, this like wasn't real. So I'm telling my parents this story, and they're like, what if you just sleptwalk in their house? Like,
yeah, that's highly unlikely.
But I'm like, I don't know. Cause like
sleptwalk through doors?
Like another thing with me is like I can't determine my reality from my dreams.
Yeah.
Because it's like I also believe in like reality hopping, and like that's a real thing because like I feel like I've done it before. I believe in like reality hopping and stuff like that because of this dream, like, and it doesn't feel like it was a dream if like it was real. So basically what happened was I woke up and I got ready for school, and I went through like the motions of everything. Like I remember in detail like putting my shirt on, like it was so vivid. And then we're driving to school, and then this car comes like towards us, and it's like we're almost about to get into a wreck, and I like wake up again. Yeah. And this happened like 6 or 7 times. And I just remember every single time I was like getting out of bed, like screaming at Haley, like I don't know like what's going on. Like, you know how you see those movies where you like relive the same day? Yeah. It's like that. One point I was laying in the bed, and I was like, I'm not going to school today, like I'm not doing this. And so I fell back asleep, and then I woke up because my Google, like the Google that I have, wakes me up. Yeah. And so it went off like again, and I was like, okay, maybe I set a different alarm, but the time kept going back and back and back. And then finally I just like woke up, and I told Haley I was like feeling sick, and I didn't want to go to school. So like I just laid here all day.
I think though, like sometimes lucid dreaming is scary sometimes because of the whole sleep paralysis thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's very likely that if you do go into a lucid dream, you will wake up in sleep paralysis. A lot of times though, I fall asleep into it, so it's easier for me to get myself out of it. Because like if I start to fall asleep and I feel myself going into it, I'll wake up and I'm like, and we're staying up all night. Sometimes I've done really fun stuff. Like I remember one time, me and my friend Aaliyah, we were in this like abandoned amusement park, but not a creepy one. Almost just like we rented the whole thing out. And it was just us two. And I was in the dream, and I ran up to her, and I was so excited, and I was like, we have to ride all of these roller coasters because I'm dreaming right now, and I want to ride all of them before I wake up. And she was like, what? And I was like, okay, I know you don't know, but you're in my dream right now.
We were talking about this, and like if anyone ever tries to like kiss you in a dream, bro, do not do it, because the people in your dreams, I swear, like
I'm scared. I'm scared. We started talking about that. I'm scared. I'm sorry.
The people in your dreams, like they know you're dreaming, and it's so scary. Yeah. Like I think it's like call it what you want, but I legit think it's like demons.
I agree. I've read like a lot of people who are like Christians, but they're also kind of interested in like discerning dreams and things like that have said like you should never if someone offers you something in a dream,
or kisses you,
or like tries to kiss you, or tries to give you food, you really shouldn't take it if you can control it. Especially, I think if it's a lucid dream, and you can make that decision, because it could be a demon in your dream trying to make a kind of contract with you, because they know that you won't do it in real life. And it's a way for them to like, you're not selling your soul to them if you do it, but it's a way for them to have a little bit of more control over you. And each time you do it, it's kind of just
like, I've never had that happen to me, like someone offering me something in a dream necessarily, but you can tell that the people or whatever in the dream know that you're dreaming.
Yeah, and sometimes you too, like if you have a lucid dream, there are some people in your dreams that are like that are your friends, especially that you know, like, okay. And especially if you tell them like I'm dreaming right now. Yeah. If they have like a what do you mean reaction, they're whatever. But if it's somebody who seems off to you, like who seems like they're in your head, they're in your world, they're in your dream, and they like are kind of aware of it too, probably should avoid them. Yeah. Especially if they try to talk to you, especially if they're not familiar to you. Like if they don't look like someone that you've ever met. I do think all of it's very connected though. I think. I don't like I think like lucid dreaming and sleep paralysis.
Yeah, definitely.
And like
out of body things.
Yeah, it's all connected, but I think also it's just like a heightened sense of spirituality or something. I don't know what it's called. Like I'm not saying that like I experience weird demon things, so I'm more spiritual than you. But I think I'm more sensitive to.
We're also like really creative people, and our minds.
Yeah, I think I'm more sensitive to things like that. Yeah, I do think though that the spirit world is overlapped with our world, and I think sometimes I'll go into really lucid dreams and like walk through my house and see I'll walk through my house and see demons in there, and I think sometimes that could be like an intermixing of worlds on top of each other, like kind of like an Insidious, if you've ever seen that movie,
or kind of like multiple realities.
Yeah, just
on top of
just everything's just kind of like, you know, I do think the spiritual world is overlapped with our world. So, and I think that whenever we go into these like kind of dream states, that it's so much easier for us to slip in and out of those worlds.
But yeah, fun times. Thank you guys for watching this YouTube video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a huge crooked thumbs up. If you want a part 2 to this video, also get it to a huge crooked thumbs up. Comment down all the things below. Share this with your babes and your bed buddies. I'll link all of Skylar's social media, one social media down below.
Follow me on Pinterest though.
Yeah, and she has a blog that she just started, and I'll link that below. And it's actually really good. I really do like it. I'm not gonna lie, and I hate reading. But I'll see you guys in my next video. Please subscribe, and it's a good day. So bye. Bye.